Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so bright, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right. When you came to me, oh I knew it's you, yeah, boy.
Hey family. Thank you guys for showing on up. We're going to be talking about a couple of things tonight. Make sure that you share the live as you come in. Put the thumbs up. You guys, we are also on Petition. So YouTube and Petition, we're in the building. We're in the house. You guys, you know this is Friday. Everybody's going to be doing what they want to do or whatever. I've been really busy. I've talked to a couple of people. And I don't know if one of my mods, she's not in here yet. She sent me something and I needed to share with you guys because first I was saying there's some, I guess, allegedly some information, but now we got confirmation and I needed that confirmation before I came on. I can't share with you until they go ahead and send me the paperwork. Okay. So first of all, we're going to talk about this young lady that came up missing, you guys. Her name, they call her Kylie. She came up missing. I want you guys to listen to the, she's in the California area. She went, I think she's about 15. I've been following this case 2 weeks now. Oh, okay. So she went to this party and, she didn't return. No, she's okay. So we're going to get into this. Okay. So let's see what is going on because, we always have a family member that wants me to certain cases. And this is one of them. This is one of the cases that let me see if they said they got new information. She's 16. She's 16. Someone say she's 16. I'm getting something else mixed up. Here they. Oh, okay. Lord knows. Hold on. My phone. Okay, we're gonna have to redo that. Here we go.
Keep working towards the goal, and our goal, which has never changed from the beginning, is to find Kylie Rodney.
A 16-year-old vanished after a massive party in Northern California.
Everybody's pretty familiar with where the epicenter of this all occurred, and it is worldwide from that point, expanding out of where do you go.
A mother's plea for her daughter's safe return.
Kylie, we love you, and if you see this, please just come home. I want nothing more than to hug you.
16-year-old Kylie Rodney. Right now, police investigating the death of a man who was...
Hold on. I want it. It skipped, you guys. We got to go back over it again. So they're changing their search efforts into a different kind of way of searching.
Vanished after a massive party in Northern California.
Everybody's pretty familiar with
her name is Kylie Rodney. It's kind of weird way how to spell it. Thank you guys for showing on up.
Daughter's safe return.
Kylie, we love you, and if you see this, please just come home. I want nothing more than to hug you.
16-year-old
Wow.
Kylie Rodney was last seen on Saturday, August 6th at a party in Truckee, California. Officials say between 200 and 300 teens and young adults attended the party about 30 minutes northwest of Lake Tahoe. Since the party, Kylie's phone has been out of service.
And we're not looking to bust anybody else or get anybody in trouble. We just want to see our daughter home.
Her mother, Lindsay Rodney Neiman, told ABC News she received a text from her daughter on August 5th saying she would arrive home in about 45 minutes. After that, Rodney Neiman texted her daughter to be safe and that she loved her. "Okay, Mom, I love you too," was the last text Rodney Neiman received from her daughter. 16-year-old Kylie, known for her love of music, was last seen at the party between 12:30 and 1 o'clock in the morning. Investigators say she was seen wearing this white hoodie at the party that features the name of music collective Odd Future.
At this point, we don't want to compromise the investigation, so this was the only photo we were able to release.
Investigators say Kylie was also loaned this black sweatshirt and was wearing some necklaces before she went missing. Right now, they're asking for anyone at the party with more information to come forward.
If anyone has more video that they have not submitted, please, there's no small amount of information for us. And more witness accounts from the party. If you have not come forward, if you were there and you saw something, please come forward and let us know.
Investigators are also looking for Kylie's 2013 Honda CR-V with a California license plate 8YUR127.
There is a RAM sticker that is located on the back of Kylie's
8YUR.
Underneath the rear wiper blade. So we believe this is very important information for the community.
Wow.
Investigators say they spent more than 9,000 hours searching for Kylie as more than 50 detectives work on tips. From here, local authorities will work with the FBI to establish a Kylie Rodney task force.
We've identified lead investigators from each agency, Placer County Sheriff.
8YUR127. Thank you, Tracy.
FBI, and we will be moving forward in a task force manner. That means that with these leads, we'll be able to cycle personnel through rather than having a large group of personnel here. Doesn't mean the investigation is going to stop. It will continue to move forward. I hope that answers your question.
Anyone with more information is asked to submit an anonymous tip to the Placer County Sheriff's Office or call the tip line at 530-581-6320. Kylie is described as being white, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, and weighing about 115 pounds. She has blonde hair and hazel eyes.
If anybody else out there, if you know where she is, if you know anything about where she might be, if you have any ideas or thoughts, please come forward and share them.
For the latest developments in this case and all things true crime, stay with Long Crime Network. I'm Sierra Gillespie.
Okay, So, you guys, that was the latest of what's going on. They also wrote, okay, thank you, Aline Rodriguez. Here's your ticket right here. Here's your ticket right here. I know you don't know what the tickets is for. You will find out 938-487. Put it right there. We have a drawing at the end of the year. Every 6 months we do. It'd be July and December. We just had one in July where we gave away money. We're going to probably do that again in December. Every time there's a $5 donation and everything. So it all depends on how much comes in, what we can give or whatever. So we're going to talk about Kylie for a minute, you guys. Kylie came up missing, I think what they say, between August the 2nd and 3rd. So today is what? August the 19th. So it's been a while. I first figured maybe this is a young lady that probably ran away. And so I was like, well, maybe she'll just show up, And the more that I think about it, I'm thinking 13 days ago, 2 weeks tonight. Okay. So, yes, Cruz. Yeah, we could do a giveaway. It's going to be in December. And so here's the thing, you guys. She hasn't returned home. No one is talking. All the people, they said 200 to 300 kids was at that party, but they done put the time frame between 12:30 and 1 o'clock. So they knew around about 12:30 she came up missing. Now, I don't know. I got a strange feeling they need to search really good the lake. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but her car is missing too. So she went somewhere in a car, or somebody went somewhere in a car. You know what I'm saying? Somebody did something. But it seemed like, this is one of those girls. She had no reason to run away. She's driving at the age of 16. She probably was driving 15 or whatever. She was able to go out all times of the night. So why would you run away? You're doing what you want to do. So I started looking at things like that. And I said, well, maybe we will put a little awareness on Kylie Rodney. I know the name. When I said, I don't know if I can say the name because it's spelled RODNI. And I didn't know that spells Rodney, but it is. Sounds like a movie. I seen last night. Oh, one of her friends said she was drinking and was supposed to give her a ride. Oh, really? Thank you, Pretty K, for the information. Anybody knows any information, please put it in the chat. There's not too much, but it seems like, how we look at people on the news, the parents, because you always look at everybody. Everybody gets mad because I look at everybody, and everybody should look at everybody. But, her mother seems genuine. You know what I'm saying? To me, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not going to be one of those crazy where the mother got something to do with it or the father. You know what I'm saying? The father looks genuine. They're on there. They're expressing their love. They're expressing their concern. She didn't come home. And so now we got another child missing. Here's the thing. I don't even know what to say. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you, guys. I just don't even know what to say. I'm getting, sometimes I have to back away from these stories because just the last one we were talking about where the teacher was in a relationship with the 13-year-old and she got 2 months time to do whenever her kid turns 1, and she was raping that child for 3 years. It just sickens me. So I have to sometimes back up. That's she with the boys' friends. Cruz says, that's what I thought too, Cruz. When girls get a certain age, they do, then they don't want to, they hang out a little longer than what they're supposed to. Then they say, well, if I'm going to get in trouble, I might as well get in big trouble. That's what I said. I was supposed to come home before the lights cut on, the street lights. And I got to talking to this boy. We sitting in the car talking, his car. And next thing I know, it's after 10 o'clock. I'm in trouble. So I'm like, well, if I'm in trouble, I might as well just finish talking because I'm finna get it. Do boyfriends is with her? We don't know if she had a boyfriend. She looked like a wholesome young lady. Like, you know, she's a homebody, stay at home. She loved music. Like pretty much, you know, but sometimes them girls that, you know, they call squares like myself, we find ourselves in trouble. We do. We find ourselves in trouble all the time. A little boy start liking us and then we start becoming defiant. It just seems to me, I don't know. I think this one is going to come out a bad situation. I don't think, for some reason, yes, she looks quiet. I think this is going to be a bad situation, you guys, because the car is gone. Her last text message to her mom, she was on her way home, and boom, guess what? That was it. That's it. But I think it's going to be more like, I don't know. This is just me speculating. I just think it's going to be more like she got lost and she's somewhere in a ditch or in the lake or whatever. I'm waiting to see if somebody's going to come up and say, I seen somebody at the party. She left with somebody. Because if you got 200 to 300 people, why is nobody saying anything? Cruz says she's going to have a baby. Well, okay. Cruz think supposedly she was very drunk. Was she? See, I don't know what some of the people are saying. I haven't got that far into it. Like I said, I thought that the young lady, thank you, G-Thang, making rounds. All right. G-Thang is in the building. All right. You know, I just don't know. Her on again, off again boyfriend is a guy named Jagger who was 4 hours away in Napa. Okay. She was book smart. She was on her way to college. She was only 16. You know what happened in? No, because they were drinking and doing drugs. So I'm thinking that Pretty K says that's why they are afraid to talk. Well, you know what? I learned this not too long ago. If you call in a kid missing or something at your house and you've got some weed or something that you're not supposed, they're not even gonna trip on that. The priority thing that they want to know is the information on the child that's missing. I just learned that you know, like, you know how people want to go start cleaning up and throwing this away and y'all take that over there. Ain't no need of doing that. Just go ahead and call them. Your kid is missing. Go ahead and call them. Get them out there quickly so they can surround the area and stop everything coming in, going out, and all this other stuff. But what I don't understand is I want to get more information. Cruz says, yes, 411. 411. What's exactly? Give them as much information and they can secure the area so everybody coming in, going out, they can start getting those recordings, seeing who's in the area and what has taken place. You know what I'm saying? So anybody got anything to say on this? Because we're going to follow this. We're going to start digging into this one right here with Kylie Rodney. You guys, it's in California, and it's so many kids there. I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to get information as it comes in, and people talk. You know what I'm saying? I know, you know, these kids all got Facebook and Instagram. So I need you warriors to get in there and start digging and finding out who knew this young lady and all the people that was around at that party. You know what I'm saying? At that party. Because we're going to dig into this one also, like we did the Cody Bigsby case. Okay. Anything else? One of the press conference, the police said, D-Diva is saying this, that there are dogs that are stopping their children from talking. There are dogs that are stopping their children from talking, some of the children at least. There's adults, probably trying to say adults. Okay, there are adults that stopping their children from talking. LE has said there's only interested in finding her, but there was older people there who may have been detained. Cali, yes. just because a child is doing something forbidden does not mean she should not be accounted for. Most involved will say they didn't see anything. You're right. A lot of people are going to say that. Her friend Sammy seems suspect. Really? She, only thing I was trying to pay attention to it, but I was trying to get this recording for everybody tonight because I want to show them something. But she seems like, I kind of knew that they did drugs, and I think they on the heavy drugs because she looks like, and I'm just saying, you guys, people going to take account of your appearance anywhere you go. And I'm saying the way she looked to me, her friend, Kylie's friend, she just seems like a meth head. I mean, that's what they call them. They're meth heads, like somebody that really likes meth a lot. I mean, she had, and it could be just a lot of acne because, she's a young age, but it just seems like she got all of these things going on her face, and it just didn't look like just regular acne to me. I'm a pediatric nurse, so I see kids all the time. I'm not saying she's doing that. I'm just saying, if she was much older, I would have said, this woman's got some meth issues going on. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think Dog, the bounty hunter, is out looking for her. Really? I think Dog, she did have a boyfriend. Okay. If anybody get any information on this young lady, please pass it on. Thank you. Pass it on. Pass it over here. The girl with the messed up face is Max. Okay. So that's a different person. So you were saying somebody named Pretty K. You were saying somebody named Sammy was a friend. And she's okay. So TF is telling me the one with the messed up face, her name is Max. Yes, something's going on with her. Like she does some stuff. I'm just saying, you guys. Dog is considering the case. See, Dog should have considered Cody case. I don't know why his daughter got in there. And here's the thing. There's already $75,000 for the information of the disappearance or any information that's leading to her whereabouts. You know what I'm saying? Sammy is not her friend. Kate and Jagger both said Sammy is not her friend. Uh-oh, come on. So y'all have been watching this. You guys have been already paying attention. Max was supposedly only there at the party as poser for only 10 minutes. Okay. Lisa done entered in the building. Okay, let's go. Freddie, hey, what's going on? If anybody got anything that they want to say on this case, put it in the chat. If I really need to read it, you want me to really read it. If I'm missing it and you're putting it in there and I don't see it, just put a star or something by it, and I'm gonna try to. We usually put something there. Put a star or something there. Sammy Smith is the friend that's been speaking out. Okay, 2 different locations. So if anybody don't know, this is by what's the lake? Is it Tahoe or something? The lake that she's by. Sammy was first person to see her and the last person to see her. Really, Brenda says Sammy was the first to see her and the last. Okay, you guys. This is the conversation room, so we're trying to get it in. Most that will put negative things before her safety is suspect. Too busy throwing them under the bus. Okay, I don't know yet. So Tracy saying Sammy was going to get a ride from her, and then she said she was so drunk she got a ride from somebody else, and she just left her there. She's done a ton of interviews. Sammy was first person to see her and the last person. Okay. There was a young man who had 2 cousins at the party, but when he interviewed on YouTube, a channel started saying his legs are too light for him to be a black man, though he is. It's crazy. Oh, something doesn't sound right, Amari says. SP about this case. Yeah. Poser, family camp, Graham. What's poser? I am Cody. What's poser? I'm kind of mixed up right there. Okay. Sharon is saying Sammy says her friend, but they wasn't friends on Facebook. Sorry, Sammy, you the one. Ooh, somebody done already said they looking at Sammy. Pretty K, I guess you got somebody on here that's Joanne is in agreement with you. Joy says Sammy is guilty. Something to do with the allegedly girlfriend. I don't know. Sad when we won't out up to the party, we leave and come home together. We come together always. Poser family campaign is where the party was. Okay. There was 2 parties, 2 different locations, one with adults and college kids. Ronnie is the guy with the 2 cousins. Okay. Missing the beginning. If she was drunk, maybe she ran off the road and is in a ditch. That's what I'm saying. But it's been 2 weeks. Yes, SP, that's right. Sandy left her there all drunk and she got a ride with someone else. Yep, I think Sammy has something to do with it, that she knows too much. Sounds like the TeNika Jenkins thing, Millie Mill says. Good evening, Millie Mill. This is what I'm thinking. Okay, afternoon. Okay, so we're already jumping into learning what's going on with this case. We're going to follow it. We're going to get all the information as it start coming in. We're going to start posting it, you guys, putting up our picture everywhere. You need to watch the press conference. Okay, this is what we'll do. So Monday, when we come on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 5 p.m. Central Time. You guys can join us. We'll be live on Precosha and YouTube, and we'll watch the press conference together. I just know that they said something about, it's always good to listen to the press conference. I did get to see one press conference. But my phone that I was trying to download stuff was giving me so many problems. From 2 o'clock until exactly 10 minutes till 5 o'clock, I couldn't download this video. And it's just a little information to give you an insight of what we're going to deal with on the Cody Bigsby case. And we're going to talk about that in the next 30 minutes, you guys. It's a 17-minute video, so I do have to stop it and iterate some kind of conversation so we won't get a strike, but it'll be very minimum, okay? Because I want you guys to see what we're finna get ourselves into, okay? I'll tell you a little bit about it. Millie Mill says, right, that's how my friends is in our row. We no leaving with no one. Okay, this is really crazy. They were all doing what they should have been doing, and now they are all holy. Yes, Ronnie tried to tell what he knows about the party scene, but YouTube went so crazy on him that he deleted all his media, and he was the only one willing to talk about the hidden stuff. Wow, really? Okay. Wow, Jack. We probably need to get in touch with Ronnie. Ellie really trying to keep the community engaged. They are begging for pics and videos. Okay, making rounds. Okay, making rounds, everybody. Wow. Okay. So that's all good and gravy. Okay. So we're going to be talking about this case. The problem with Ronnie is he talked like he was there. Okay. So did they have a lot of this stuff already out? I know it's been 2 weeks, but like I said, a lot of people thought she was going to be just a runaway or just gotten in trouble with a boy and just staying out there. Sometimes people run off and they try to go to a different state and get married at a young age or whatever, who knows? All right, G-Thing. I had 3 teenagers at one time. They kind of to save themselves. There's a water search team is supposed to search the waters out there where the party was at. Okay, good. I was wondering because something tells me they need to look there. I know the police know how to do their job. I'm not trying to tell them they need to go do this. They know what they're doing. But sometimes, you just wonder, like, I just got a strange feeling that's probably going to be the results. I don't know why. Some people just like to insert themselves. Yeah. Amazing. Exactly. Okay. How are you? Be back to see you. Okay. So anyway, you guys, we're going to please get all the information that you can. And we're going to start looking at that case. You guys want to look at that case? Because I do. I want to start putting up her beautiful pictures. She got some beautiful, beautiful pictures. And, spreading awareness as far as we can. Because we're hitting every state, 50 states, you guys. So we're going to start putting up pictures and missing posters and stuff. And you just click on it and you can go get them made. We'll make some where it's cheap, where it's just black and white with the information, and we'll put it on the community board. If you guys need it, it'll be on the community board. You can I don't let it get to me where you cannot click on something and I get mad and say, oh, you took my such and such. You know what I'm saying? So please give the link to send info to you. It's my number, 316-553-3056. Okay, so you guys, are you guys ready? I want to show you guys something. And this was sent to me. I haven't heard this case, but I'm going to check it out. What's going on? She's missing. She's a 16-year-old girl in the California area. She went to a party. And she was there at the party. They said between 12:30 and 1 o'clock. That's where the gap is that she's missing. She called home or texted home, said she was on her way home, and that was the end of that. I think she texted. And a mother and them, nobody ever seen her since. And the car is missing, and Kylie is missing. And we got to put out all the pictures. She got pictures, so we can put all the pictures out there. And if you guys got any social media apps like Facebook or whatever, like I said, you can take the pictures. We'll have them on the community board every day. I'll put her picture up there and put some kind of awareness that she's missing. Sadly, I think she's in the water. Yes, amazing. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I just hate to even, sometimes you can kind of, you feel stuff. I could be totally wrong. Maybe I'm feeling, I don't know, but it's a whole bunch of water. And, hey, Salem, how you doing? Thanks for the recap, because I sure didn't know what's going on. Hey, Ashley, I did not know what's going on. And I'm hoping that they start some kind of group over there on Facebook, because I think this is going to unravel a lot of people's secrets and everything. But she definitely needs the awareness out there over all social media platforms. She's at the California-Nevada border, about 30 minutes from Reno. Wow, okay. But Reno's not really that bad. A lot of people think Reno's bad. It's really not. I've been there. It's not that bad. I think whoever did something text that message on her way home. Really? Okay. Took my son to college at FIU. Okay. I had to go on YouTube. My phone messed me over here. Okay. So now, you guys. So somebody sent me something the other day. We're going to talk a little bit about the Cody Bigsby case, because I told you if I find anything or hear anything, I will always, this is the update. Fridays, I'm just going to give you an update a little bit. I'm going to recap a little bit, and then we're going to go into something. And it's not directly on the Cody Bigsby case, but it gives you a little insight about what we're looking at, what we're faced with. You know what I'm saying? Who we dealing with. So Cody Bigsby is a 4-year-old missing toddler in the Hampton, Virginia area. He was reported missing by his father on January 31st. If you guys don't know, you have to look up his name. His name is Cody, C-O-D-I. Bigsby is B-I-G-S-B-Y. And there's so much information out there. But his father reported him missing, said that he woke up at 2 a.m. in the morning, and Cody wanted to go out and play in the snow January 31st. It's just weird because it's just a fizzle of snow. You couldn't even put it on your tongue. That's how much snow was out there. But Cody, he said Cody wanted to go play in the snow. Now, they now charging the father, because the father has other children at the home too. which is they're all toddlers under the age of 5. He has a 5-year-old brother, and then he has a set of twin brothers that are 2. Cody was 4. So I'm letting you guys know I'm always going to be on this case here. My heart goes to it. So I know some people like, I thought we was done with it. No, we ain't done until the fat lady sing. I'm not singing that right now. I'm not happy with it. Right now, none of the family is speaking about this child. Really, they speak about the father that's in jail, but he is the prime suspect. He is the number uno suspect. The number uno. The mama won't even say, I miss my child. I love my child. She's not crying. She's not coming on the thing. But they didn't call her a suspect yet. Okay, so I don't know if it's yet or I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'm just keeping it real, you guys. But they did say the father is the prime suspect. Okay, so he reported Cody missing, but nobody seen Cody for months. Cody just had a birthday. Nobody seen Cody. The aunt says she ain't seen the kids in 2 years. The aunt that took care of the father. Anyway, he's looking at 30 charges right now because they done found charges where he's the prime suspect. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. I was looking for that word. He's the prime suspect, but they charged him with neglect and abuse, and saying that he's leaving his kids at home by themselves for this time, that time, this time. He done went to another state, bought a car, 6 hours. His kids is at home by themselves. So they charged him with all of these charges for each child and everything. He's looking at 162 years of being in jail. So he first had an attorney, you guys, named Jeffrey Ambrose. And so for some unknown reason, he stepped away, he stepped down. But, you know, the father, which is named Corey, don't get it mixed up with Cody. Cody is the missing 4-year-old. Corey fired Jeff Ambrose. I'm just giving you guys a recap, okay? So he hired another attorney. The family hired another attorney. Her name is Amina Matheny Willard, okay? Now we've got you caught up, and Amina Matheny Willard has tried to get this man a bond at least 8 times. No. 6 times. I'm sorry, 6 times. Let me not get it mixed up because I know you guys will come for me. Don't come for me. 6 times. And I keep telling everybody, you know what? I'm going to tell you guys this, and I said this before. You guys know it. If I said it before, you guys please put a 3 in the chat. 6 to 8. It's all ridiculous, okay? Yes. They have did the most stupidest, and I say this, thing in the world by hiring this attorney. She is not equipped. She is not smart enough. And she's making things worse. They had a whole press conference about poor Corey. We know where Corey is at. We do not know where Cody is. Corey is a grown man. He served 4 tours in the Army. He's retired 20 years. He went AWOL and left Germany, came back to the United States and in New Jersey for 3 weeks. And this is why he can't get a bond. But this woman literally thinks that she can get this bond. Anyway, not only that, you guys, what else did she do? They were talking to the people down there in Virginia and had them all scared, talking about they're going to change venue. And that everybody need to shut up because they're going to change venue. She couldn't change. Lord help me. I literally had to talk to these people and say, she will not be able to change venue. I mean, unless there's a snowball in HE double hockey stick. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for real. You know what I'm saying? You talk about it all you want. Serious. You're supposed to have a trial amongst your peers. Not, you know what I'm saying? Just because you're sitting there doing press conferences, you're making the matter. You're keeping it up. So, okay. Anyway, you guys, let me tell you right now. I'm going to get to it. So, so we haven't really seen her a lot lately, but a family member sent me this video and said, hey, SP, is this her? She was just in court yesterday. So I'm looking at the video. And I sent it to another friend and we're looking at it and we're like laughing and giggling. It's just amazing. It's almost like how you say, you want to see this attorney in action. I got the video, you guys. Loving God said, can't change a pamper. I got the video and I am going to share it with you guys. But first of all, let me tell you, because some of it I couldn't send it because I was just deleting all kind of apps in my phone. She was supposed to be in court. Okay, so there's a case going on called the I'm getting it all mixed up. The case is the Parkland shooter, where this 23-year-old guy went into the school in Florida and shot up 17 kids. It's called the Parkland shooter. This happened back in 2018. He pleaded guilty to it. He pleaded guilty, okay? He done pleaded guilty to it. Now, Amina Matheny, and I'm just saying her name, you guys. And I'm going to say she's supposed to be representing his brother. His brother is not charged, but his brother got to answer these questions and go to the deposition, and they're ready to sentence this young man for what he has done to 17 kids in school. So, first of all, today is what? The 19th, the 18th? What's today? The 19th? So, the 18th, let me get it right. So, the 18th, she was supposed to be in the 17th. The 17th, Amina was supposed to be in court on the 17th. She did not show up. She texted them and said she's en route. She's coming from Virginia and she's en route. She's going to get there. Andrea said, bring in the clowns. And she's on her way. Okay. So they were like, well, she done filed all these motions. So the judge is a nice young lady. She was like, well, we'll wait for her. Matter of fact, we'll reconvene until tomorrow. Maybe she'll be here and all this other stuff, and we'll get this handled because the deposition needs to take place. She done told her client, which is the shooter's brother, to not answer no questions in the deposition. Did you guys hear what I said? Now, when you get an subpoena, you get served, you got to go and you got to tell them. Now, then they ain't got nothing to do with it. They didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? They just trying to put the things in order. Like, where did the money come from? Where was he living at? Who gave him the money? Or did because they were going to do brain scans on him. They had some kind of professional saying that, his brain is, something's going on with his brain. And that's why he did it, because he's either going to get life in prison or he's going to get the death penalty. It's either one or the other. That's the only thing on the table, because he already pleaded guilty. Okay? So anyway, so his brother, I think is Zachary. Correct me if I'm wrong. Zachary is his brother. So she told Zachary to not answer none of the questions. guess what? This man is not charged, but he's finna get some charges. He's not charged, but he's finna get some charges. Subpoena, okay? He was subpoenaed to do the deposition. You got to do it. There's 17 kids that your brother took out. They want to know where he got this AK at. Where was he living? Who was he talking to? How much money do you guys? Because he wanted a public defender. You guys got a trust fund. What do you mean you need a public defender? A trust fund? You got at least some 6 figures, right? Anyway, you guys, woof. Yes, girl. Yes, I know. So I'm going to share with you guys 90% of what happened. Okay. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? We're going to end on a good note. I want to say thank you for the young lady. What was her name? Alina for the super chat, you guys, and anybody else that gave a super chat. I want to thank you. I'm not trying to be mean or rude or anything. She said, yikes. But let me play this and then I'll go get it for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ashley said, I'm not ready. Yes, you are ready, Ashley. Okay, let me put up this picture real quick, you guys, and then let me retrieve this for you. Yes, let's put up a pretty picture. Here's Braylon Noble. This is the young kid that went missing, but we found him in the Philadelphia area. So let me go grab it real quick, you guys, and I'll be right. No, let me do it like this. I don't have to do that. Somebody showed me something else to do. Here we go.
Richard Moore is going to be arguing for the state. Okay, and is there Mr. Zachary Cruz and Mr. Richard Moore present?
My name is Amelia Bullard. I am the attorney for Zachary Cruz and Richard Moore. Richard Moore is here today, but we're here prepared to argue that motion. This is David Reiner. Morning, David Reiner, local counsel.
Okay, come on up.
Would you like us to put your podium?
Well, there's not really anywhere else to come to. If you want to, you can sit in the jury box if you'd be more comfortable.
Wait.
Or you can stand there, or you can, we're sort of just set up for 2 sides here. Okay, Mr. Cleaner?
Morning, Mom.
Morning.
The state took the depositions of Zachary Cruz and Richard Moore. They were taken at separate times, about 7 weeks apart. At the first deposition of Mr. Cruz, Ms. Willard made many objections as to relevance. There was a discussion of the law in the state of Florida on its relevance, and how it's handled in the deposition. And the questions are to be answered then later on when the deposition or any parts of it, when you put it to evidence in the trial court, rule on whether.
You guys, I want you to know, yes, Zachary is the brother, okay? Zachary is the brother. Nicholas Cruz is the one that's on trial. And this is the sentences phase that they're going into. And like I said again, I know you guys didn't hear me. I heard somebody say, you were mute. She was supposed to show up on the 17th. She shows up on the 18th. Normally, you already, this judge is outraged with her. outraged with her. Okay, you guys, let's get it.
The objections made by counsel were appropriate. However, Ms. Lowe continued to not only object, but she instructed her client not to answer any more questions during the day. 7 weeks went by, and then there was the deposition of Richard Moore. Again, Ms. Lowe was representing Richard Moore. And the exact same thing happened. The state, once again, outlined the law. In the state of Florida, the questions must be answered. The case law is very clear on that point. But once again, there were objections to relevance, and the witness was instructed not to answer the question. So at this point today, we ask this court to grant the state's motion to compel. The law in the state of Florida is clear. One must answer questions at deposition unless there's privilege, or unless the party had come to the court before that and asked for the deposition to be limited in some fashion. In this case, neither of that happened, and there was no reason why both opponents should not be compelled to answer the questions when it comes to whether or not we use the trial. Then this court can make a decision as to
Okay. What I would ask the court to consider on the state's motion to compel, page 9, it references Florida Rule of Civil Procedure 1-310 subsection C, which indicates at any time during the taking of the deposition on motion of a party or of the deponent, and on showing that the examination is being conducted in bad faith or in such manner as unreasonably to annoy, embarrass, or oppress the deponent or party, or that objection and instruction to the deponent made not to answer, or being in violation of Rule 1.310 subsection C. What I'm asking the court to do is use that Florida Rule of Civil Procedure. I'd like to provide the court with a timeline so that the court understands that this deposition was not taken in a vacuum. So I think providing the court some context would be useful in this situation. Around November, and this is in reference to our response with regard to how Zachary Cruz has been treated as a result of.
I'm sorry, Miss. Just give me just 1 second. Echoing. Do you hear that?
Did we move back?
No, we just need to fix it on our end. Okay, it should be better now.
Okay. So I'm providing this again to put this in context of what Zachary Cruz has gone through since this occurred, along with Richard Moore. So November 1, 2016 was the death of Linda Cruz, the mother of Zachary Cruz and Nicholas Cruz. On November 1st, 2017, the date of their mother's death, Zachary went to live with members of the family. On February 14th, 2018 was the shooting that brought us here today. On March 19th, 2018, Zachary Cruz was arrested for trespass here in Broward County, and he was placed on a $500,000 bond. On May 3rd, 2018, Zachary Cruz announced that he was filing litigation against Broward County for false arrest and torture. On May 12th, 2018, the judge allowed Zachary Cruz to move to Virginia, where he is currently residing with Richard Moore and his family. On May 13, 2018, Zachary moved to Virginia. From June 2018 through the present, Zachary Cruz has been harassed and intimidated by Augusta County Adult Protective Services and the Augusta County Sheriff in Virginia.
That is the shooter that you seen with the mask on. Like I said, I have to stop so often and speak because I don't want someone to say, you took my whole video. So she's given a timeline. And why is she representing him? The brother Zachary doesn't have any charges. She just told him to don't answer none of the questions in the deposition. But she's giving them the timeline of everything. Watch what the judge said.
Counsel, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm very familiar with the timeline. I know the facts of the case. I've read the deposition. What is or is not happening in Virginia, I don't know how that relates to his deposition here in Broward County related to an incident that happened in 2018 and the facts surrounding that incident.
Your Honor, and I'll just provide the court with a summary. Basically, what is happening in Augusta County, there is coordination between Augusta County Sheriff and Broward County Sheriff. Zachary was pulled into a grand jury in the Western District of Virginia, and he was questioned about the Parkland shooting case. So we believe that there's coordination. I'm asking the court to understand that there has been consistent coordination and harassment. So we are very concerned about questions that, one of the questions is where Mike Donovan and Richard Moore were married. That's totally irrelevant. They have answered questions that are relevant to this case, but where they're married, where they were married, and how much is in Zachary's trust account is not relevant. So what I was asking the court what I was attempting to provide to the court is the context that these questions have come after harassment since 2017 by Zachary Cruz. So we are very leery of of Broward County's intentions, as well as the coordination with Augusta County. They have no problem sitting for a deposition. They have answered questions related to what they know about the shooting, what they know about Nicholas Cruz. All of Richard Moore's conversations with Nicholas Cruz are recorded. The state has that. Richard Moore has readily admitted that he has a criminal record. He has asked the state to provide that criminal record so he can give the details that the state essentially already has. But I just want the court to understand that this is not happening in a vacuum. Zachary Cruz has been harassed since 2017, and the questions that were purported to be for this hearing had absolutely nothing to do with why we're here today. So again, we don't have any problems answering the questions. We can provide them in written form so the court can determine the relevance. We can offer that the court provide a magistrate judge to sit in on the depositions. But the bottom line is we want the court to understand that we feel this is continued harassment by Broward County, and it is tantamount to witness tampering. The state knows what Zachary Cruz's testimony is going to be, and essentially it's going to be the fact that it appears that Broward County ignored all of the signs leading up to the shooting with regard to Nicholas Cruz.
That's going to be your client's testimony?
I'm going to speak on this. I don't know if she took a class on speaking, but I'm just letting you guys know this is the attorney that's representing Cody Bigsby. You guys got nothing to worry about. I told you the worst thing they could have did was keep her as an attorney. She is nervous. She's a wreck. She's late. That is the worst thing in the world. That shows you right there. She is something else. Whoo, I want you guys to know this is what we're going to be dealing with. Let's hear the rest.
Some and some of it, yes.
Well, that is interesting because I've already ruled that that's not admissible. So I'm not sure where you're getting that information from. But third-party negligence has already been ruled to be not admissible in this case. So I think that you might be perhaps confused on the issues or why your client is being listed as a witness or why the state feels that they need to get into some of these areas. Is there anything else?
Your Honor, just that again, we feel that this is continued harassment. Certainly, Zachary Cruz has a number of other things that could be offered to the jury, maybe not necessarily regarding the third-party negligence, but it certainly, could be surmised by a jury that that's part of the situation. So again, we have no problems answering the questions with regard to the criminal record of Richard Moore. He simply asked for a copy of it so that he can verify his record and not fall into a perjury trap. But we do want the court to know that we feel that this is continuing harassment. We're also asking the court to investigate based on all of the information it has, and ask the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to investigate.
Investigate what?
Your Honor, as I indicated before, we feel that this is tantamount to witness tampering.
Asking a witness questions like, have you ever been arrested? Are you married? Where do you live? I read both the depositions in full last night and highlighted. You're saying there's continued harassment that would warrant the Florida Department of Law Enforcement getting involved? That's a big accusation, which if you feel that's the case, then you, ma'am, by all means, should be contacting the police yourself to report this incident, rather than wait and put it on me in court. That's not my job. But if you're a citizen and you're traveling to Florida and you represent a client that perhaps lived in Florida at one time, if you think a crime's been committed, then by all means you should report that. To come to court and ask me to, I guess, impanel a grand jury and open up an FTLE investigation into what I believe are entirely appropriate questions that were asked at deposition, that seems a bit far-fetched.
Your Honor, I can tell the court that we have reported this to a law enforcement agency and FBI in Virginia, not here in Broward County, but again, the types of questions that are being asked are completely irrelevant to this sentencing here today. But again, that is our contention, and how much money Zachary Cruz has in his trust account, that's one of the questions of many that we feel are extremely irrelevant and constitute harassment.
I disagree. We've had hearings on the finances of the defendant, probably 2-3 days of evidentiary hearings to determine whether or not he qualifies for a public defender. That issue could conceivably come up at another time or on appeal, and there were documents that were given to me early on in the case showing that the two young men shared bank accounts with their mother. So those questions are entirely relevant, and even if they're not admissible at trial, they could lead to other relevant information.
And I do understand.
Wow. Do you guys see where this is going? Do you guys see where this is going? Lisa said Corey is in trouble. I'm just saying, the judge told her, you're late. You didn't even come to court on time. And then you want me to open up, you want me to call in and investigate? You're just saying this stuff, just simple questions. And she is going to rip a new one. Oh my goodness. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to even watch, you guys. It's embarrassing. And yes, Sanja, she is probably a blessing in disguise, you guys. That's why I say I wouldn't even get all upset about it. Let's continue and finish this off.
And the finance of Nicholas Cruz, Zachary Cruz, we've advised the state that his accounts are separate. So we don't feel that they would be relevant. But again, we don't mind sitting. We would ask the court to appoint a magistrate in order to monitor, to make sure that the questions are appropriate from the state, or we would ask the court to allow us to submit the answers in writing so that the court can review the relevancy of the responses.
Okay, State, is there anything else?
I would just again point out to the court that the court already indicated, the court has read the depositions, the questions were all relevant. Counsel, it's amazing the counsel comes in here today and makes this argument when she could have come in here months ago and make that argument under Florida Rule of Civil Procedure 1.310D. She never bothered to come in until today to make the argument. All those questions were relevant and they were based on facts that could possibly be biased or whatever the state needed to find out from the two witnesses. And I asked the court to grant the state's motion.
Just in response to that, we were hoping that the state would abandon the motion to compel. They have not, which is why we were here, but we were not.
Okay, Family, this is my last time that I'm going to interrupt this because I do want y'all to continue to listen. But there's a question. Do I feel as if they are entitled to that information? Yes, they are entitled to the information. They want to know, how did this guy, let me tell you something. He already plead guilty. She's not representing the young man that went into school and shot 17 kids. She's representing his brother, and his brother needs to tell as much as possible where he got this money. He wanted a public defender, so that is everything. You know what his name, where did they get married, and that answer the question. She literally told her client to do not answer none of the questions. It was only but 30 questions. And she told them to don't answer none of them. So now they're in court. And they asked this months ago. And she just showed up yesterday. I'm telling you, this is like a Fruit Loop that's out of the box, you guys. I'm not lying. Allegedly, just to save the channel, I will say that. But it is, I'm showing you what it is, you guys. Here we go.
Their opportunity to abandon this advice.
Okay, based upon my review of the evidence, the depositions, as well as the arguments of counsel, I do find that all of the questions that were asked to deponent Zachary Cruz and deponent Richard Moore were not only appropriate, but questions that may lead to relevant information pertaining to this case. I find that the questions were asked in a regular, methodical manner. There was no harassment or any kind of malfeasance that I could read based upon the way the questions were asked and the sensitivity in which many of them were asked when it came to the subject of the deponent's deceased mother. Based upon that, I am going to grant the state's motion. I am going to order that both deponents appear for deposition, that they answer each and every question that are posed by the state, unless there is a question of privilege. I did not see any allegation that the questions were not being answered because of some type of privilege. Counsel, I don't know if you're aware of this, but in Florida, when a person is served with a state subpoena, that comes with use immunity, and they cannot be prosecuted for anything that they say other than a lie. So,
In response, they can be prosecuted federally, so that they can be prosecuted by the federal agents or by Augusta. So I understand what you're saying with regard to Florida, but they can be prosecuted federally. So
well, as far as I know, there's no Florida or federal law that says that if you've been arrested for a crime and you admit that in a deposition, that you can later be prosecuted for that.
He asked about the use of marijuana. Use of marijuana is still illegal federally. So I objected to that question because I didn't want Zachary to answer that question. So that's an example of where that's coming from.
Counsel, the feds are not going to prosecute somebody for admitting a deposition that they used marijuana. First of all, being under the influence of marijuana. And there was a distinction. It wasn't smoking marijuana. It was under the influence of marijuana. That's not a crime.
Zachary has been through a lot. He's been through a lot that we would not have expected him to be through. So he was, again, hauled into a grand jury in Virginia to ask questions about a Florida case. So I'm not entirely confident that the FBI is not going to use those questions against him, even if it's about marijuana. He had $500,000 bond on a trespass. So again, respectfully, I'm just letting the court know that there are some issues federally.
Okay, well, he's going to answer all of the questions. If he doesn't, the remedy is going to be that I'm going to strike his testimony. Like I said, I have reviewed all of the questions that were asked by the state. They were all relevant, appropriate questions. And under Florida law, both of the deponents are required to answer. If you want to certify a question, that's fine, but the deponent still needs to answer the question, and then you could bring it before me. However, instructing a deponent not to answer a question is inappropriate, and it is not legal under the Florida rules of procedure, unless there's a privilege, and there was no privilege that was claimed. So that's my ruling.
I'm sure you're on.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, family. That was the ruling. She said, my client will comply. There's another question, says, why should I tell you how much I have because you committed a crime? Actually, their money that the mom left them was in a trust fund, okay? So he doesn't have to say what his money is, but the money is all together in a trust fund, and he asked for a public defender. So now, if your money is, if you told me to hold your money and then you get in some trouble, you know what I'm saying? And I put your money in my bank account, then I'm going to have to share with them, my balance in the bank account, because your money is now in my bank account. If I say their money is in my bank account, but I got it, They don't want Zachary's information, but to get the information of Nicholas, like he bought an AK, you just don't buy them off the street. And when he asked for a public defender, that's saying that you don't have the money to hire you an attorney. You want the state to pay for you an attorney after you done killed all of these kids. So when Zachary's sitting there going, don't want to answer the question, they're not after how much money he got. They want to know how much money in a hole in the account that allows this man to not only buy these items and weapons and the ammunition, but not only that, but he has access to money for a public defender also. And you can't separate them because it's in a trust fund. So they need to know that information. That is, she kept on saying that it was irrelevant. You guys, where did we hear that at? This is irrelevant. Well, they're torturing Zachary and they're harassing Zachary. Anyway, she said, okay, I thought she tried to say that Nicholas had a separate account. No. They have a trust fund. When their mother passed away, they have a trust fund and all the money's in a trust fund. And so, there's big money if it's in a trust fund and it's supposed to be, just given out to them sparingly, like every month they get a certain amount, or every year they get a certain amount or whatever. It's in a trust fund so that nobody else can just take their money and everything. But, he has access to that, It is what it is, y'all. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you guys because some people were a little bit upset. The judge was sick of her. She was like, she even said, ma'am. Did y'all see when the judge said, ma'am? That lets you know that judge was hot and heated, and she just had enough of her. Here's the thing. Zachary is not charged with nothing. I even went to listen to what Zachary has said about his brother. Let me tell you what Zachary said about his brother. Zachary said that his brother was a devil worshiper and that he hates God and he don't believe in Jesus. And something's wrong with Nicholas' brain, and then they were going to get a brain specialist to show us that there's red areas and something that makes him do what he do, and he didn't do it because he just wanted to hurt somebody. He think he can do good, but he think he's going to get out of jail. If you look behind the parents of those a couple of those parents of those 17 victims shows up at every court. And I'm pretty sure that they was disgusted in what they seen, this clown show, You couldn't find that. I read it right before I came on. I think there is a recording. I'll look for it if you want me to look for it, and we can go over the answers. They're not going to do another deposition. They said the next day, which would have been today, because court proceedings starts for the sentences phase starts Monday, you guys. But they changed it to September the 6th. So not only they've waited all this time, because she said that she could not get a hold of both of the clients. I feel like Corey is going to fire her. He needs to. He needs someone to give him some very good advice, to be honest with you. Some very good advice, because I know the advice that we've gotten is not good advice. Here's the funny thing. I'm going to say this and I'm going to get off here because I always want to keep it around about 1 hour, you guys. She says when they did the last press conference, she said that when Jeffrey Ambrose were Corey's attorney, Jeffrey Ambrose told the family to not speak to social media, and Jeffrey Ambrose told them to delete their, but the family wanted to speak, and she said, and I got them to speak and everything. Now, isn't this weird? Okay, you got them to speak and everything, but y'all didn't speak about the kid and the kid missing. Y'all spoke about Corey and how things were not done right for Corey. But here's the funny thing. You get now they, I thought to myself, I didn't see nothing wrong with an attorney telling you to shut up and delete all your social media so you won't get hit and harassed, and less people. You're going to get it, but less people know you or know your information, the better off you be. So that's what Jeffrey Ambrose told the family. If he did, I don't know if he did or not. I couldn't tell you. I wasn't there. But that would be some good advice, right? She made it seem like Jeffrey Ambrose did a bad thing because the public want them to speak. So here we are speaking. You didn't say nothing about where this child is, Cody. You guys didn't say nothing about Cody. You claim to have $25,000, and then you didn't even speak about the $25,000. There's got to be conditions on that $25,000. You just ain't got $25,000. You know what I'm saying? Did she have her other press conference? No, she did not. She has not. Exactly. The first attorney that told them to stay off of social media, that would have been the right thing to do. You guys, I just wanted you guys to see that clip because some people was out worried and everything. And when I got it, I was like, I'm not going to share it because it's just, but I wanted you guys to just feel a little bit relieved that she is his attorney and, Cody will get justice. All right, you guys, I'm going to get off here. Be good. Be safe. Is there any more questions? Sandra says she's embarrassed. The first lawyer was right to stay off. I wonder if Mr. Moore and Zachary has do one more with the money, having to watch on TV because phone acting up. She has to make every case about civil rights of a client. Well, okay, I will. Yeah, but that's what she practiced. So maybe she's out of her element. She's like a fish out of water. Maybe she doesn't know how it really works. I mean, things different from, criminal to civil. Things is different. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys, be good, be safe, and be nice to each other. Bye. Let me see there.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I have to listen because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so bright, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time